This is the most politically charged movie. Let me rephrase. This is the best politically charged movie I think I've ever seen. V for Vendetta, a classic in my eyes, directed by David McTeague, written by Lily and Lana Wachowski and David Lloyd. And it's based off the graphic novel by Alan Moore. This guy, I think he's a legend, isn't he? Like I think he's a legend. Like he should be. He should be a legend. Alan Moore also wrote The Watchmen, right? The Watchmen comic books, which I've seen the motion graphic of the comics themselves, and I think that was a great storytelling. And then I watched this movie. Man, is this movie saying something or what? Like I'm serious. I I swear I feel like if more people watch this, it's such a I'm rambling, but I see it as such an important like educational sense. This is what we don't want to do. This is where we don't want to go, right? It's such an important film to me. It's such an important movie, and it's very poetic in some sense. And some of the scariest films are the ones that reflect real life, and this movie does that more than once. This movie takes place in a dystopian, terrible to live in society, and it's in the future. It takes place in a future England, and in here you have curfews, you have insane censorship, the government fabricates the news. There's a whole like very powerful line about how the government fabricates the news, and it's the newsman's job to just communicate it to the audience, right? Everyone at home. And what is this news always producing? It's fear, 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 fear. And that's how the government controls all of these people, right? One of the ways that they control all of these people and make a crap ton of money. And this is, the story's so deep and the setting is so deep, post United States Civil War, from what I understand, post biological warfare. And so here's this tyrannical government, which is seated and rooted in secrets of deception, of evil against its own people, right? And it's a bunch of these things where we've seen before in real life. We've seen this before in real life. And that's kind of what makes it a bit scary, right? This movie is banned. Guys, this movie is banned in countries like Russia for a reason, because it has such powerful, like, oomph, like such powerful messaging behind it. Like the guy writing it, the author behind this whole story, he had something to say. And I feel like this movie just really put that out there. Like, hey, I have something to say. And if you listen, you have sensitive ears to the dialogue and the greatly crafted monologues, especially by the character of V, and the one-liners, the stuff that you could grab and place into today's world. That's what makes this stuff timeless, right? That's what makes this movie so captivating, where and I guess coming back to the plot, the whole tyrannical government is being fought by one man. His name is V. This movie was used in my reading classes to help us understand what alliteration is, because this guy used it to a perfection. But he's so eloquently spoken, he has a very unique perspective, and he has a vendetta. That vendetta is vengeance, right? Also, throughout the film, Hugo Weaving bringing in one of the best performances I've seen as far as physical acting. A lot of physical actors, they say, "Oh, go over to theater, check them out, learn a lot from them." But I would say, come over here and see how Hugo Weaving did it in V for Vendetta, because in film you cannot overdo it like you do in theater, where you have people far away trying to see you, right? In film you've got close-ups, you've got the camera being able to zoom in, but even then his character felt real, his character felt subtle, in a way where, yes, he demanded attention, and it was but because it was such a great written character, the performance itself, he let me rephrase it. The actor himself wasn't demanding attention. It was the character he was playing, right? And it serves the story. And I think that's the best way I can put it. You got those characters throughout film that are going to stick with you, and this guy is one of them, man. He wants to fight for the people. He cares about this. He's got the passion for it, and he's got the rage, in a way, to finish this, and really the perspective to see all the chess pieces in place and how they got there and who made the moves. Great character. And basically, the film is V going up against this tyrannical government with the help of a young lady played by Natalie Portman, right? This is a film where she got, I think you've seen a bunch of videos where she's got bald, right? Completely. That was all real. She did cut her hair all the way through for this film. And Natalie Portman also brings in a solid performance, playing this character who's been caged throughout her life and maybe she didn't know it. And upon meeting V, a lot of herself sort of breaks free. The social commentary strengths in this film, you've got beautiful, great quotes that you could always hang up on the wall. So things like, people should not fear the governments should fear their people. Or the very captivating monologue and the interwoven history behind this evil government and these evil people, right? How it's fleshed out. It's scary, sometimes insinuating a lot of things that, I mean, you see in real life. Something Robin Williams said, and one of my favorite things he ever said was, it would be great if people in Congress were like NASCAR drivers, where they wear their jackets showcasing patches of who their sponsors are. The insinuation of how politicians and how businesses correlate, and how sometimes certain businesses are pushed to go even further, or problems are allowed so that way certain businesses that they have a hand in can succeed. I mean, that's real life. That's real life. And I think that's why movies like these scare people who are trying to control large groups or large populations. That's why movies like these are banned in countries, because it's ideas, right? Another great quote is, ideas are bulletproof. These ideas that the film wants you to entertain is, just dare to question and stand up for freedom, stand up against censorship, all of these beautiful things, stand up for truths. And so that's why the film feels powerful. The camera work is also really fun, especially when it's fighting time. When this guy starts having like a fight and action scenes, great stuff. I'm a big fan of the choreography. All of these scenes where he enters fighting wise, action scenes, very well constructed. I'm a big fan of it. And you could even see like the blades, sort of the whispers of them as they go through the screen. There's kind of like lines tracing where the blades have been. And he's over here cutting people down slow motion. And you could tell that's a bit, Matrix like, which the Wachowskis, obviously they were a big part of creating the Matrix. They helped create this one, right? This is a classic movie for me. It's one of those movies where it doesn't feel preachy, even though the character himself is so passionate and the dialogue is so charged. And when I say that, I don't mean it sways one way or another. I don't mean it chooses sides. It's very people oriented and it's very truth oriented. And that I was a big fan of that. It's just awesome. I really enjoyed this film. I'm happy I own it. Physical media, guys, that's the way to go. I'm telling you. Any critiques I had was small. It's pretty minor. But towards the end of the film, it feels like some things are rushed. So there's an over exposition. And other than V and Evie, and really like the tyrannical government, the symbolicness of it, the supporting characters are not as fleshed out. Some of them turn to good, and I don't really understand 100% why. And there are some character choices that could have been fleshed out a bit more, but that's a minor gripe. Guys, great film. I highly recommend it. One of the more powerful things I've seen, I think it's saying so much, and I think a lot of people just dismiss the film because it's, it has that graphic novel, comic book background, but this is extremely different from usual comic book movies. This is saying something, right? Not saying that the other ones aren't, but this is like the commentary on life is louder on this one, if that makes sense. So check this one out, guys. Highly recommend it. I feel a weak A on this one. All right, guys, I'm getting into the parental advisory section. Spoilers are up ahead. If you've never seen the film, you can head on out of here and check it out, or if you don't care, that's all right with me. So this film is rated R. There is strong language. It's more scattered throughout. It's not really as often as many other rated R films. It is violent. There is some gore. It's not crazy where there are crazy graphic images, but when fights are going down, there is going to be blood. There's going to be blood splattering, and the film is more graphic. And I would feel the tone. The tone is very strong. The depression of the setting, you feel it, right? It just feels like some characters are being metaphorically crushed. There's a lot of things that happen against the characters throughout the film that you feel the weight of. And as far as nudity, there's nothing sexual in the film. Maybe one homosexual kiss and one heterosexual kiss. But as far as nudity, there is full frontal and full back nudity of male and female for about, I would say, 5 seconds. But it's really as a cause of a biological warfare event. It's just showing a pile of dead bodies, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, this is a mature film, definitely for, I would say, young adults to above. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought about V for Vendetta. Man, the acting is great from Hugo Weaving. Just really surprised me, man. Let me know what you thought about this film. Catch you guys next time. Bye bye.